I'm here catching up with Andreas Vazaios of London Roar. You guys just finished your first ISL competition yesterday. Tell me about the meet. How did those 2 days go for you?
Thing is, it went well, just considering the fact of having almost 2.5 months of quarantine in May, and then at the same time, considering the fact that I just moved to Loughborough in England, starting my master's, and at the same time changing coaching stuff, changing environment. So it's a lot of stuff to actually handle. I'm pretty excited. Definitely not as good as I was expecting time wise, but at least we detected errors and mistakes during all my races that I can change and adjust as the whole 6 weeks are going on. Happy with the results. Happy that I contributed a lot points to London Roar, and yeah, it was kind of like different, especially racing the 4 a.m. That was a big thing.
I mean, I know you swam one or two in college, but I'm sure that's not your usual rotation. I've got questions about everything you just said, so I'm gonna try to start slow. Tell me about what it's been like in the bubble and to be, last year you were on the DC Trident. So to be on a new team and to be specifically on London Roar, what has that been like? Just this first week leading into competition.
Yeah, to be honest, it's pretty nice. Yeah, they have a really strong family environment as DC Trident had, but at the same time, it's just like it's closer. I work with them more because a lot of athletes from London North they also train at the in Loughborough, so that's nice that we were already kind of like connected before coming here in Budapest. So I think that was one of the reasons why I changed, because I moved to Europe. So I wanted to go to a European team because I just wanted to be closer with the athletes, and at the same time, based on the original schedule of ISL season two, having all the 10 matches, and most of them were going to be in Europe. Whereas if I was still in DC Trident, I would have to travel a lot, and having masters and being in London and having to travel all over the world like every other week, it wouldn't be as helpful, but also as healthy for my body, and like it wouldn't be really convenient for neither the results, neither for anyone. So that was the reason why I had to leave in a way. But yeah, as I said, it's a great experience. Just getting bonding and having the journey together, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and you had said that, time wise the races didn't go quite as well as you might have hoped, but again, you've got stuff to work on moving forward. Have again, I think it's easy to compare this kind of environment to maybe a college dual meet schedule, at least
Mhm.
in the United States and the NCAA. So what tweaks are you going to make moving forward? What's your kind of plan for the next couple weeks heading into these next few competitions?
The good part with this is that we have a week and a half of not having competition. So I'm still building practice wise and the volume. So coming towards the next match and the one after, I'm going to reduce the volume while keeping like the race pace and the quality stuff. And I think that will give me the back half of my races what I usually also do, and I'm really strong in the back half. Whereas right now we saw that I was just like slowly just getting tired as the races and as the match was going on, which is not what we are used to. Like I'm usually just like be able to maintain my speed and endurance during the whole day. But yeah, as for now, I think I'm still a little bit tired from practicing and building that endurance and the aerobic capacity that we've been training for the last month in Lavro with Andy, my coach. But yeah, I'm excited. It's good to be back and racing. It's different with all the COVID regulations, and wearing a mask all the time is not convenient at all. At least for me, I feel that it dehydrates me a lot. So it was something that I had to adjust as well during the second day, because on the first day I was feeling so dehydrated before the 12 a.m. and having like 5 minutes before the race, you can't drink as much water or electrolytes because you're gonna feel like so bloated
Yeah.
during the race, and you don't want that. So it caught me a little bit out of guard. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God, I need water. But at the same time, oh, I'm like 2 minutes away from the block. So what should I do? Just it was weird. But I think it's complicated for everyone, and we try to adjust in those. It's like the new normal. But at least the ISL, they're trying whatever they can in order for us to be more safe. Because, as I say, health is above everything, above competitions or degrees, and above any other thing. So, from that perspective, I think they're doing a great job. And at the same time, I think it's just really helpful. It's really helpful for us to be safe and be here and enjoy what the ISL is, because it's the only like really high like worldwide level competition that we can have like at this time of the season, and at the same time during all the COVID and athletes dropping out because they can't travel, athletes not being able because they're tested positive. So it's just being super crazy for them, the ISL, as an organization, but for us as well, just to be safe, try to be safe for us, but also for our teammates and the other athletes, and at the same time race fast and enjoy, because enjoy the ISL, because I said in the last season as well, is it's really fun and is something really renovated, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to help a lot the swimming as sport, which is the best for us and the future generations, to have a better environment, have better conditions, and have more income in a way, and bring more sponsors, and I don't know, put the sport in the spotlight.
I'm hopefully this is doing that job of putting the sport in the spotlight. I think I know one of the reasons they wanted to have it was because it's the only show on TV right now, right?
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
no sports, and so hopefully people are flipping through the channels, being like, oh, swimming, yeah, I'll tune into this for an hour. So, but you moved to Loughborough just this fall. Tell me about how that transition has been. You mentioned you have a new coach, Andy.
Mhm.
So yeah. First off, I'll start there. How has the transition to living back in Europe been for you so far?
It's great. It's something really new culture. That's the biggest thing, to be honest. But I was in Greece training for the Olympics after graduating the past December from NC State, and now, as you said, I moved to Loughborough. It's new, but at the same time, I have the same quality aspects that I had at NC State. So like the team has a really nice family environment, as I'm used to, and I mention that a lot because, at least in my perspective, I've seen that it works, and it's really helpful to make it better. Like the pain, the struggle when you having practices and during the matches and during all the competition, it's something that, at least for me, it pushed me so much to push through my limits and become better. So I like that aspect a lot, and they helped me really much to settle in. They even helped me to find an apartment while I couldn't travel to actually be there and check it myself. So like Ian, one of the other coaches, he helped us a lot to actually find a place so we can be close to campus. I'm like 10 minutes walking distance, which is great. And from the other perspective, it's a small city, so everything's close by, and you don't need a car. I'm still like walking around, and I can be in center downtown, and at the same time be close to campus, which is the original plan, to have less time commuting and use that extra time to rest and study and be more prepared for practice. I really like it, and they helped me a lot. So I'm really thankful that I found this team and I found this university. I found this coaching stuff that I can still feel comfortable in order to work on all the weaknesses and all the weak points that I might have, in order to become better and faster while continue my education and continue my dream to be a sports psychologist.
I remember talking to you about this in April or May, and I mean, it sounded like
Yeah.
such a it's a while ago,
So a long time,
but
yeah, a long
yeah.
time ago.
But it sounded like such a win-win, and it's so good to hear that it's so far it's working out. Like you said, you can improve in the pool, you can improve in the classroom, you can chase your goals in both. It sounds super cool. And I'm probably going to ask every athlete this because I think it's just interesting. When you're in a bubble situation like this, obviously, like your coach Andy isn't there. So it's like
No,
how
unfortunately.
right, and it's like you're in this team and there's only a few coaches. Do you talk to him on a regular basis? Have you talked with the other coaches? How is that relationship worked so far of just getting feedback from what coaches are you getting feedback from?
So all of them, to be honest, the more feedback that I get from practice, from the practices or the key sets that I have during practice or even the races, is a win for any athlete. Getting different feedbacks, it will just like giving me more like perspective, like what things that I have to work on, and actually make me go and review the videos, for example, or like get like bring in my memory the race and see, oh, did I actually do that? I didn't notice, or I miscount my strokes, for example. But I have a really good communication with Andy. We talk like every other day, talking about practices, how the practice is going, and what is going to be like the moving forward, the plan. We sat a lot of times before Budapest to talk and go through stuff that we want to be mindful during those 6 weeks that we have. And at the same time, he came in contact with one of the coaches that they're gonna be here, and like the coaches here, they know the plan that Andy wanted me to go through, and he sends me practices, especially for like the key practices, or like the key sets that I want to have, like for the 2 IM or the 2 fly, for like my main events. He writes those down, and one of the coach might put someone with me, like race with me, or if they have something similar, we adjust. So like at the same time, I won't be so isolated. Yeah. So that was one of the big things. When I have like something that is not so specific, I join one of the other groups here in Budapest, so I can be more social and break that isolation that we have, because everyone's in a single room. Where in the dining hall, everyone is.
Everyone eats by themselves.
Yeah, it's weird, but also at the same time, it's also necessary to be helpful, to be safe in a way. But yeah, otherwise we have to be with a mask. So everyone after dinner, after every meal, they probably go to the rooms so they can take the mask off. Because yeah, we literally with a mask all the time. We sanitize everything. We wash our hands. So it's not as ideal, but at the same time, we know that it's so necessary for everyone. So yeah, I think they communicate well. I communicate well with Andy, and he watched all the races yesterday and the day before for the first match. And after the practice, and we had a chat. We went through all the events in order to see what he saw from the video, but from the television. But at the same time, what I felt during the race, and so we can be better for the next match.
Yeah. Have you, have you gotten any training partners from the London Roar yet? I know, I know each team swims at a separate time, but have you done any fun practices with your London Roar teammates yet?
Fun, not exactly, to be honest. But as for training partner, yeah, I work a lot with Duncan Scott. We have similar events. So, and I'm training with his coach. I'm with his group. So it's really nice to have someone train with and go through the easy stuff. The not easy stuff, but like the more uh, low specific type of like practices. And as I said, they build that family environment. So at the same time, you just like when someone is hopping on the blocks and do something fast, we just pause for a little bit just to cheer him on and try to like bump him up so he or she can go faster, and then we keep swimming for the rest of the practice. So it's nice. We're loud, which I like because I'm one of those people that they cheer and they get the throws out like yelling and being loud. So I like that for sure.
uh we've from an outsider's perspective, I've obviously seen Duncan Scott's relay heroics.
Yeah.
They took down the US, which was heartbreaking for us, but it was an amazing swim for him and for the 2019 World Championships last year. He won an individual medal there. He's been looking good at this ISL. What's training with him specifically been like these last couple months?
So I've only trained with him now moving to Budapest because
Okay,
he's in Sterling University. So we haven't trained
gotcha.
besides outside of the bubble. But for the last couple of weeks, I've learned from him. I tried to build my stroke as it is because I've seen him race and he keeps his stroke rate really high up in like at the end. So I'm trying to learn from him as well, and at the same time, um, it will help me for the London Roar, and it's gonna be it's fun. We're still at the beginning, so we haven't really um, being able to like chat a lot because we're not technically allowed to be so like close and chat so much. But I think as we move on, I will have the chance to get to know all the other guys as well, not only Duncan, and be able to learn from everyone because as I've said, ISL, it gives that opportunity, brings together all the um, high class athletes, all the elite athletes being at the same time, which is something really new. And I don't think that is like during the World Championship or Olympic Games or even Europeans. I don't think we have the chance to chat and be with everyone because everyone is so focused to for the races and the relays and everything that they have with their national team. So now that we are it just the ISL brings everyone more together, and I think that's why it builds like the sport from its foundation. And I think by having the broadcast, it just we have the chance to actually show how good the sport is and how fun at the same time because we're having fun for sure.
Yeah. So speaking of fun, we'll end on this note. You did get to swim the 100 IM in this last competition. Is there a fun event that you're like, I don't know if my coaches would necessarily let me swim this, but I would really like to swim it.
So I love the 50 back. It's the only 50 that I can actually swim and be fast and competitive. But we have good back strokers. As we saw, Kristen Diener and Guido, they were so fast. So I don't think I would have the actual chance to race the 50 back. But I swam the 4 IM, which I haven't done since I'm pretty sure 2008.
Wow.
So it was like PB for like 11 seconds, which is so great having that. I haven't done that for like a lot of time. So it was a really nice triple yesterday, having it two fly 100 IM. And then after a while, thank God, had the time to actually recover a little bit, had the 4 IM. But it was fun, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. It's something that I would not necessarily want to do it again, but if the team need it, I'll definitely do it. And as we saw, like 409, it's a good time. I pretty sure that I can go faster if I don't have the triple. But as I said, yeah, it's an event that it's I really admire the people that they can go fast. I think the 4 IM is the hardest event in the pool. So I'm definitely happy that I was able to actually put out like a decent 4 IM. And yeah, we'll see. But as for the 100 IM, I really love the 100 IM. It's an event that I was really sad that we didn't have that at NCAA's. I think everyone says that it should have been an event like in the timeline. Um, but yeah, I had the chance to swim the 100 IM during Europeans or World Championships in short course, so it's not something really new for me. Um, but yeah, I think it was good. It was really nice, a really good time, having only like not even 10 minutes, I think, after the two fly. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how the meet
Yeah,
will
I,
go.
I saw you and Vinny Lanza both had that quick turnaround double for
Double.
the London Roar of the two fly 100 IM. That seemed kind of brutal, but you know, like you said, it was a good triple all around. Andreas, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and talk with me. And
Absolutely.
hopefully we can bring you back on in a few weeks after one of your next competitions and check back in with you, see how things are going.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You've been listening to the SwimSwam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take SwimSwam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.